Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Akakudash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of JMS, and salutations to you, brothers who's pushing the truth in the four corners, highways, and byways. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Akakudash, Rakatam. This is first of all, to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai for giving me the spirit of doing this video. I'm trying to make it short and to the point. Alright, basically want to make this video, beware not to revoke what was remitted. Alright, and when you do look up the word revoke, it means to cancel or disallow. Right, and look up the word remit, it means to basically going to forgive or to make payment, in the place for someone. All right, going off, this is John 20 and verse 23. It says, whosoever sin ye remit, they are remitted unto them, and whosoever sins ye retain, they are retained. Oh yeah, Yahweh had given us that spirit, power, all right, to basically forgive sins. All right, there might be things that men see unto us that they had done in the past, like shame, things that men had done in front of us, and right there and then we basically talk to them about it. All right, but what you find happen, you got some men, they, because of emotion, right, and what do happens, you find yourself, because of emotion, the things which you had remitted, right, and retain, because of emotion, you bring it up again. Right, basically the sins of a man which you had forgiven, right, it might be a back and forth conversation with a man, and you bring it up again, you understand, which is totally against scripture, and that would be hypocritical. All right, the word of a man, or sin of a man or a woman, or sister, brother or sister, basically you take hearing of it and you claim that which was forgiven but you had not, or for an example, a man might say unto you, hey brother, it's not good for you to do such and such, and we shut on you might be thinking, why, how you could tell me this? You's not much better than me. Remember, you did such and such, and there's some effeminate shit, that's you being less of a man. Because what makes us a man? The keeping of the law, statutes, and commandments. And let's see what the scripture says. This Sirach 19 verse 8. I read from 8. It says, whether it be for a friend, whether it be to a friend or foe, talk not of another man's life, of other men's life, and if thou canst without offense, reveal them not. It says, verse 9, for he heard and observed thee, and when time come, he will hear thee. Yeah, because you's a man, you can't hold something in you. You're bringing up some shit. You're speaking of some shit that's not good and it's not necessary. You're bringing up It's like you're looking for a pint over this man, a one up. You know? Yeah, this one the burdens we supposed to fetch in this thing of ours. If it is that the man was doing it, what does that give you a license to do him which he erring? No. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Yeah, the brother might be going off on he bringing up something that it seems that he remitted, but guess what? Really and truly, he ain't remitted. And remitting, you know, the power of remitting belongs to Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. Because the scripture does said, who shall lay anything to the Most High elect? You understand? There's angels among us, yeah, crept in unaware, but also you gotta remember there's reprobates among us too, crept in unaware. Alright? So even when we do, you know, reveal things unto a man, we gotta seal it with, you know, the name of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, and let that work it work. You know, but don't be overthrown by the behavior of the man. You know, you're supposed to have that discipline to not practice what he practiced, because that could be one thing to trigger you to lose your crown. Anyway, going on. It says, if thou hast heard a word, let it die with thee, and be bold. It was not and be bold. It will not burst thee, right? You feel like a balloon this word, and you can't get it out of gas it. No, you're not burst thee. You know, the sufferings, when you suffering and you keep dying silently, you know, you'll be rewarded of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai in the open, and it's be so marvelous. Alright? Verse 11. A fool travaileth with a word as a woman in labor of child. Okay. This is Matthew 7, read from verse 1. It says, judge not, that ye be not judged. Alright? Hey, you know, you Christians like say, hey, you're supposed to judge. That's why in the first place you're supposed to judge. No, that's not what it's saying, because there's more scriptures to back up that verse. Alright? Within that chapter. Right? The second verse, it says, let's see for what reason. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye met, it shall be measured to you again. Now you see, going back to the topic. Now, and we come to Yahweh Hashem Yoshai, you know, especially Yahweh Shai, for forgiveness of our past trespasses, you know, and it had been promised unto us that it would die, it would not be remembered, it would be forgotten. And doesn't it say, if a man hated his brother and see love God, he's a liar? Yeah. So these are the things we must keep at mind. Alright? Because when you hustle to tell a man about his sins, or you hustle to remind a man of his ailment, you know, which had been revealed unto you, and you not even recognizing the fact that you bringing up the ailment, you know, could put you in danger. I'm talking about, you know, reminding, like, it's basically bringing up an ailment, or cancelling something that was remitted, or you might proclaim to remit. All right, something that you're supposed to hold until death. Right, verse 3, it says, and why beholdest thou the moth that is in the brother eye, but consider not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, let me pull out the moth out of thine eye, and behold a beam in thine own eye? Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the moth out of thy brother's eye. Yeah, basically before you even open your mouth to, you know, cast out any judgment, clear yourself. You know, and any judgment supposed to be given with a sound mind and not with passion. You know, supposed to be on a sober head. Right? This is Galatians chapter 6 verse 2. It says, bear ye one another burdens, and so fulfill the law of a Mashiach. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. You see? Because you could be thinking, yeah, he puffed up. It is dead dog, or you know, you're thinking in your head, this man talking and coming about me, talking about me. And he forgetting when I used to pop, 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 or when he used to boop, boop, boop. You see? You're deceiving yourself right there. You don't know if that's the elect. You see, that's why you gotta be forcing, you gotta acknowledge this Yahweh Hashem Yerushai. Right? This is his movie. Verse 4. It says, but let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoiced in himself alone, and not in another. Right? Because what you're basically looking for a one-up or a hype, or to be acknowledged as one better than the other person that bringing out a judgment. You see? And I know emotion get the best of you, but if that do happen, it's only right that you ask for forgiveness now for even doing such a thing and explain your reason. Alright? Yeah, you see, don't let pride get the best of you. Because pride cometh before fall. See? Get the last precept here. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9. Reading from verse 15. It says, but I have used none of these things, neither have I written these things that it should be done unto me. For it was better for me to die than that any man should make my glory void. My glory and void. Right? It's also a stain to your name. And a stain to your name might not come, you know, with a man doing you wrong, but you being provoked or bothered by a spirit of a brother around you or a sister. You understand? Even down to your wives at home, you gotta pay attention. Yeah, the people in our house who remit sin. They got times that, you know, don't be like your woman who would remember an old story and bring it up. You know it is with that. Alright? And I know it gets sometimes they even provoke you. And going on, verse 16, it says, for though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of, for necessity is laid upon me, yea, woe unto me, if I preach not the gospel. Alright, these are the things we do go and teach and preach. And we also, it says faith without works is death. We also is commanded to do them, not only preach. Alright, verse 17, it says, for if I do this thing willingly, I have reward. Right? But if again my will, a dispensation of the gospel is come met unto me. Right? That reward will be given. You know, and who will that reward be given from? Yahweh Hashem Yerushai. You go off evil, or you do good. Right? All in all, the reward is from Yahweh Hashem Yerushai. It's of Yahweh Hashem Yerushai. Right? It says, what is my reward then? Verily that when I preach the gospel, I make the gospel of our Yahweh Shai HaMashiach without charge. Right? That I abuse not my power in the gospel. Yeah, you don't do things for people to hold it over their head, for they owe you one. No. That reward is from Yahweh Hashem Yerushai. You know, you remit or you retain as it is written, you know. And you say, oh, you remember I forgive you sins where you can't forgive me. No. Bear that burden. The scripture says, for we are killed all the day long. Alright? You need to practice building that. You know, we a house of strong foundation, we not move. See? Verse 19. It says, for though I be free from all men, yet have I made myself servant unto all, that I might gain the more. Exactly, because without such power, Ben told Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. Alright, we don't have the power to take advantage and use for our own greed, but we had that power, you know, to be servant to all men, you know, in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Anyway, one give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yerushai, Ba'ashem HaKadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of GMS. Salutations to you brothers who's pushing this truth to the four corners, highways and byways. All praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yerushai, Ba'ashem HaKadash. Barakatah.